could be a good option for you in the area with the light rail, or maybe walking around, maybe having someone drop you off in that Uber, because some streets are going to close off about 5 hours before kickoff. So we know that Veterans Way right here near the stadium is going to close. 6th Avenue to College is going to close. So follow those detours around there and give yourself plenty of extra time, because yeah, it's going to be busy with all of those Sun Devil fans specifically. We do have plenty of flashing lights that you can see on the Black Canyon Highway, the I-17 in that northbound direction. This is near Glendale Avenue. Obviously, the overpass is blocking some of our view, but what we can see through that is that we've got at least that right shoulder and the right lane blocked off right now for commuters there in that northbound direction. As we look at those traffic flows, though, it still looks good despite all of those flashing lights, because it's the day after the holiday, of course, and many of you may have the day off, which I hope that you do. So that northbound direction still looks okay. Just want to make sure you knew about those flashing lights and to move over to those center and those left lanes to get by. And as you're traveling, you may do check out those traffic conditions sponsored by Accident Law Group. The I-17 in that northbound direction, we do still have that crash at Glendale. We see less and less first responders out there. This appears to be a tow truck out there on the scene blocking that right shoulder. So your traffic flows appear okay. That reminder for you to move over at least one lane, get to those center lanes, and you shouldn't have any issues. That's pretty much the story across the board when we look at some of those desert drive times. The only spot we're seeing a little bit of slowing for that West Valley commute is the US 60 Grand Avenue from the 101 over to the 17. That should take you less than 15 minutes, though, so not too bad. Just 20 minutes nice and green on the I-10 eastbound from the Loop 303 over to the mini stack, and 8 minutes on the 101 if you're traveling in that southbound direction from the 60 Grand Avenue over to the I-10. For that East Valley commute, looking at the westbound direction of the 202 from the 101 to the mini stack, plan for about 10 minutes for that ride, about 15 minutes if you use the Superstition Freeway instead in that westbound direction from the 202 to the 10, and maybe hop on the Broadway curve and the 101, the Price Freeway, as you make your way up to the Red Mountain Freeway. Looking good and green too. Nothing to slow you down in that area. Here's a view of the Black Canyon Highway in that southbound direction. No crash on that southbound side from the 101 to the stack. Just 12 minutes, 13 minutes on the 51, 5 minutes or so on the 101 in that eastbound direction over to that 51 interchange, Nick.
All right, Megan, glad you're checking it out for us. Help make the holiday.
Current traffic conditions, because we do have this crash that has closed down the I-10 eastbound. This is near New Hope. And this is right between that Quartzsite and Tonopah area for you folks making your way away from Quartzsite and towards Tonopah. We do know from DPS that 2 semis are involved in this crash. We don't know about the extent of any injuries here near milepost 60. But we do know the eastbound lanes are blocked off and speeds have dropped below 10 miles per hour as you are approaching that area. Here's a wide view across the valley. Fantastic conditions across the board, though, so nothing to slow you down as you head out the door for that commute here on this Black Friday.
5:45
with a little tease of that most accurate forecast. I mean, so many folks are probably need to get out, get some walking done, maybe go for a hike.
Exactly. I mean, after yesterday and all that we ate, I mean, it was like nonstop, right?
Absolutely.
We're never ever full. It's going to be a gorgeous.
Hey there, Megan Thompson, watching those current traffic conditions for you. I know many of you, hopefully many of you, are getting to enjoy that Black Friday celebration after your Thanksgiving holiday. If you are commuting today, wanted to let you know that we're still staying on top of it, or maybe you're heading out to some of those malls. We do have a crash on the I-10 in that westbound direction near Perryville. It is off to the right-hand side, blocking that right shoulder there with a handful of DPS troopers. It does appear that a tow truck is on scene. So hopefully we'll start to see them get out of the way relatively soon. In the meantime, your traffic flows have not been impacted. You shouldn't have any issue moving out of the way, moving over more to those middle lanes. Do want to let you know, though, we are still working to gather some more information about this closure in place on the I-10 eastbound between Quartzsite and Tonopah there at milepost 40. This is 60 rather. This is between that Quartzsite and Tonopah area that's closed down the eastbound directions. All we know right now is 2 semis were involved in a crash in that area, so you're going to want to delay some of those plans if you plan on traveling along the 10. Ashley? At the Tanger outlets, we're going to check in with them in just a little bit as those stores opening up about a half hour or so ago, and the lines were already forming. So maybe that's you if you've realized, hey, they're already out there. I got to get out there too. Things look good for the most part out there on our roadways. We've got those live views for you along I-10. This is near Perryville, where we did have a crash. That has now cleared, so you have smooth sailing there in the West Valley. And here's a view right now of the I-17 and Anthem Way. Maybe you enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday here in the valley, and you're going to head to the high country to spend some time there this weekend. Things look good on that stretch, at least for now. We'll make sure to get you updated with a check of those desert drive times wherever you're commuting here this morning still. Coming coming up in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, want to send things over. Glad to hear those bystanders stepped in to help in that case. Let's get you a check of Traffic Planner Plus. We are still staying on top of those desert drive times for you as you head out the door. Maybe you've got a commute here this morning or you're heading out to some of those malls. Here's where we stand. I-10 eastbound from the 303 to the mini stack looking fantastic at 20 minutes for you right now. Those nice green conditions. We are seeing just a little bit of slowing on Grand Avenue, though, as you make your way from the 101 Agua Fria over toward the I-17. That should take you just below 15 minutes. 8 minutes on the 101, that southbound direction, as you're making your way from Grand Avenue to the I-10. Taking you to that East Valley commute, we know it's usually nice and green, and that, of course, continues to be the case right now. The westbound direction from the 101 to the mini stack of the Red Mountain Freeway, that should take you 8 minutes. Planned for 15 minutes on the Superstition Freeway from the Super Red Tan, where the 202 Santan, 202 Red Mountain, and the 60 all converge over to the I-10 there, that 15-minute mark. 8 minutes on the 101 as you travel up to the Red Mountain Freeway from the Santan Freeway. For that North Valley commute, I-17 southbound from the 101 to the stack, just 12 minutes right now. We did have a crash in the northbound direction near Glendale. That has now cleared and no issues, like I said, in that southbound side. The 51 from the 101 to the mini stack, 13 minutes, and just above 5 minutes on the Loop 101 eastbound from the I-17 over to the 51. Safe Roads Report. We want to make sure that you get back home from your holiday destinations just as safely as you got there. Or really the first major holiday that we have seen the Black Canyon Highway and the I-17 with those flex lanes open up. So let us know if you enjoyed them. Let's give a view right now of those current traffic conditions. The valley looks pretty good. We do still have this closure on the I-10 eastbound. Not seeing a whole lot of traffic impacted by this one as they're heading out the door in that eastbound direction between Quartzsite and Tonopah. But a heads up if you are planning to travel. We know that two semis collided in this area, and they're working to clear that now. Here's a wider view across the valley. Green flows across the board for you right now. Let's get a check over of that.